Good, wonderful.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, no video, no audio.
No one was speaking.
All right, okay.
Okay, that's Carolyn Brooks. Herman.
Wow.
Herman Hines.
Carolyn, hi Carolyn.
Wait a minute.
There's Herman. Hi,
Buddy.
how are you?
Great.
Wait a minute. I'm not on start video. Oh, there you go.
There's Rachel.
Rachel?
Finally popped up, yes. Hello, everybody's body. This is wonderful.
Hello. Hello, everybody to you.
Hello, yeah.
How are you doing, Rachel?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. For a person my age, I'm doing pretty good.
We're all the same age,
wow.
so.
Oh, right.
You look good.
Thank you. So do you all. Wow.
Thank you.
Pete, how was your trip? You just got back from Egypt, didn't you?
Yeah, it was very nice. You know, it was really fascinating, the things that we saw and did. And Olivia rode a camel and I went up in a balloon, but Pete Garland didn't do any of that. But, you know, I stayed on the ground and I didn't get on the camel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she came back to where we were staying, and I said, "What's that smell?"
Oh, Lord.
Camel.
Oh,
Ew.
We had a ball though. We really did. It was wonderful. So but we had to come back home so we'd get some rest.
Yes, I believe you.
Party animals.
No,
Yeah.
not audience, but just seeing a lot of the world that you know, just that you haven't seen. You know, you see everything on National Geographic, and then to see something that you actually, you know, saw on National Geo that you can touch, you know.
Hey,
So
Diane.
it was fascinating, really.
Yeah, bet. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Rachel.
Bobby Adam.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering who that was. Hey, Dolores.
No, I wasn't in my helper.
Huh?
Hey, Carolyn. Plus, I guess I said hey to everybody. Oh, this is
Yes,
wonderful.
Diane.
I got it on mute, Rachel.
Hello.
Hi.
Well,
mute.
so
Oh,
much
sorry.
noise in this room.
How you doing?
All right.
Hey, Carolyn.
Sandra, it's my
Dolores, are you on with us?
Yeah.
And
We're with you, but we can't get our video in.
Jim, did you ever admit me to the group?
Yes.
You did?
I think he's trying to tell you something, Bill.
Yeah, and I'm hearing him loud.
thank you, Richard.
I can't
I'm
think of
got
anything
you
more
on.
to do on my end. Kirk, do you
Okay, I'll
have
tell you-
any ideas? There's usually
what?
a camera and you click on the camera, but all I have is stop video and start video, and that didn't seem to do anything.
Okay. Why don't you
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey,
Doris.
there you
All
are.
right.
Hello.
Prayer works.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that
took
was-
long to learn that.
oh boy.
Hey, Doris. Hey, Ross. Hey, Diane. Real.
How you doing?
Hello.
How
Everybody.
you? Hi. Oh, that's Orlando. Okay. And
Hi,
Mary,
well, Dorothy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see? This is Daphne Jones. Can you see me?
No, can't see you yet.
Oh, gee. Well, I couldn't get on with my iPad, so I'm just trying my phone. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe you can assist her. You had the same issue a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, Daphne, you have a window. It's just you don't have a picture in the window. We can
Yeah.
also hear you fine.
Okay.
Do
I
you
see the-
see Do you see a camera at the bottom of your laptop screen? Daphne? Daphne, you are now muted as well.
She's in the right.
How do I do that?
Okay.
You took care of the sound, but do you see what looks like a camera near where you found the mute?
Gee, no.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry to hold you guys up, but I don't know
No
what
problem.
to do.
No, you're not.
You got
holding
nothing
us
but
up.
time.
You're not-
Right.
Take your time.
Okay,
Hopefully we got loads of
who is
time.
804-51330? Whose number is this? Sandra Stevenson.
Progress.
Okay. Sandra Clark. Okay.
Hello? Oh, Sandra Stevens. Sandra Stevens.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I've got it on my iPhone and my computer.
You have to turn one of
Oh,
them.
so you have it both places, huh?
Yeah, let me get all of one of them.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Do you want your collar turned up in the back?
There, thanks.
So, Pete Garland, did you hear that Nat Taylor is leaving the country soon? Where is he going? Greece?
Yeah, but he's coming back.
You mean permanently? You mean vacation?
He'll be back.
He's not going but for so long.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Okay, who's Galaxy 8 S8?
That's the
Bottom
same.
Do we know who's Galaxy? Oh, they're connected.
There's just being
Somebody-
connected.
Okay.
Okay, Robert Adams, what's in that glass?
Uh-oh. He's too young.
Just ginger ale.
Sure.
Carolyn, do you know you're muted? Okay.
I do because I'm in a room that has
Okay.
noise in it.
Oh,
I'll put
okay.
it on.
No, I was just, I didn't know whether you knew it or not. I just happened to see it.
Thank you, Leonard. I'll. Okay, he said he'll cut his stuff down.
Orlando, how are you and Mary?
Doing great,
Okay.
thank you.
Good. What time is it, James? Oh, excuse me,
6:09.
you and Willie are in charge. Okay.
6:09.
Oops.
Did you hear me, Dorothy?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
6:09.
The time.
The time
Okay.
is 6:09.
Okay, well, you and James got it. If you, you want to wait a few more minutes?
Yeah. Hey, somebody's coming in.
Okay.
It's in there twice.
Did we ever find out who Galaxy was?
Both of them.
Yeah.
Who is this Galaxy S8? Yvonne?
I heard.
Quiet. Hold on. This is.
So Jim West, do you have to admit us one at a time?
Only when you log in, yeah.
Right, so the people at the bottom, are they all admitted?
They're admitted, but.
Okay.
Except for that last number, whoever that is.
Yeah. I think that's Sandra's number. I think weren't you on your phone and your computer? Sandra?
And Sandra's muted too, or maybe she needs, Bill Ross, use your technology skills and get her off at mute.
I'll hold up a sign.
Might work.
Okay. Well, this is Daphne. I can see everybody. I can hear everybody. So I'm fine as it is. I don't know if you can see me. It doesn't matter, but I'm comfortable. I see everyone. I'm on my cell phone. I don't know what happened to my iPad, but I'm Are you 804-513-3505?
That's you.
Who? Me?
Hello,
Hello?
hello, Brian Ellis on the line.
Okay, Brian.
All right, talk to me.
Talk to me.
We trying to get this together. It's Dennis. It's Dennis.
I don't know why I couldn't get on my computer, so I had to use my phone.
Oh,
That's what I'm doing too. I'm trying to use my phone. This is Daphne. I can see you, Dawn.
This is Nutty. I'm on the line.
All right.
Yvonne is in. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
See you next
Hello.
You're on now, Dennis.
I know, but I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone.
You can turn your phone horizontal.
That's the audio.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, get you.
This is Sandra Clark. I'm back on, Sandra Clark Stevenson. I'm on the iPhone. But still no picture, but I can hear you. I can look at you on my laptop and hear you on my phone, so.
Okay,
That'll
well,
work.
Galaxy just came on.
That's pretty
Am
good.
I on that, Dorothy?
Yeah, you're on now.
there.
Oh, you're Galaxy SA. That's who you are.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Brian Ellis.
Hi. This is Daphne. Praise the Lord.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
And pass the potato chips.
Please.
And Brian, you on your phone?
Yes, I am. I'm on my friend's phone.
Oh, okay.
I had to make adjustments.
I thought you told me you were gonna get on that computer,
Hey.
Brian.
You know about that.
I will. I'm working towards that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's up to you and James when we want to get started.
Go ahead. Just go ahead. The
It's
floor
up
is
to
yours.
you.
You're the boss.
No,
Very good boss too.
well, it's good to see all of you at this particular Zoom meeting. And I think at the last Zoom meeting we had 26 people on, and it was the consensus of the group that we would try and have another Zoom meeting. We had said maybe in January, but so much was going on at that time, and we felt like we could wait a little while longer before we tried to have another Zoom meeting, and hoping that we would be able to get more people to come. I did get a call from Henry Goodman, and he would have been on the Zoom, but he's in travel. He's gone out to Vegas, so he's
too busy enjoying the basketball game.
Yeah, he might.
Well, he
But
is.
He is, yeah.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, on Facebook.
Okay. So he said that he would might try to call in, but there's I see Nanette has got on.
Wow.
Hi Nanette, how are you?
Hi, Nanette.
Hi, Nanette.
Oh, she's muted herself.
Muted.
He said, "Don't talk to me."
Straight to mute.
Nanette? She's still muted.
She's muted. Now she's off.
Now. Nanette?
Yeah, am I muted?
Nope,
No, you're
you're
fine
okay
now.
now.
You're
We
all right
just
now.
can't see your picture.
Oh.
But you look marvelous.
Oh, yeah, because you can't see the picture. You're right.
That wasn't nice.
Maybe we better leave it that way. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I just think I got a new computer and I don't know how to use it. And this is my old one. And
There you go.
There you are.
Yeah.
All right,
You're there now.
All right.
there you
Don't
are.
touch anything.
You're right. Yeah, Nanette, I was just saying that we had 26 people at the last Zoom meeting, and we thought that we would wait until this time of year to go ahead and try to have another one, hoping that we would get more people. I basically still have the same email addresses that we had before. I don't think one or two people might have changed theirs, but they did send me information letting me know. So we're still asking if you know of anybody's email address to please send it to me so I can put it on our directory. And so when we send out things, everybody would get a copy.
Okay.
So
well, Janice Carter's mother died this
yeah.
month, and her funeral was in Richmond, and she was it. And I called her this morning, and she said she'll probably listen to it later, but she just didn't feel it today.
Yeah.
And she had to do some thank you notes and stuff.
Okay. All right. Thank you for telling us that. Dolores had called me when her mother passed.
Yeah.
So, but any changes that we need to make as far as our directory or anything, just let us know. Just send it to me, and we'll try to keep up with as many people as we can.
Okay.
At this time, and as you mentioned, this Zoom meeting is being recorded, as was the first one. The first one was recorded if anybody wanted to go back to see the first Zoom meeting. But this is also being recorded. Thanks to James, who has been a big help in getting us the invite and getting us the recording and all the things that we need to do as far as he and Willie with the tech stuff. So 'cause I don't know a thing about it. But anyway.
It's your age.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah. Every time you look, something is changing. But one of the things I did want to talk about before we get into anything else is, next year is our 60th anniversary.
Yeah, correct.
2024. So, and we know that when we tried to have a 55th, it just didn't work because people weren't, I don't know whether they weren't interested or they didn't get the money in time. And now the whole idea of having a reunion, excuse me, is completely different from what it was 50 years ago. We could go into a hotel, excuse me, go into the hotel and talk and set up everything we needed and go right down the list of everything. And they would give us whatever it would cost. We would block off the rooms and do all this type of thing. And we basically, each reunion, we would have our full weekend and walk out there on Sunday and pay.
That's what
It's completely different now. That is no more. We have had some issues in the past with classes before us having reunions, and apparently some things went wrong. So as
and they did
follow up, everybody coming behind them had to pay the consequences. So the last time we tried to get some type of prices and arrangements for having reunion, they wanted as much as $10,000 up front
Right. Sure do.
And that was just not something that we could do without having some money in hand. And when we sent out the information, the letter asking everybody to please pay their deposit, at least by a certain date, we only had 25 people to respond. And one lady was like pushing. Well, for us to hold it, we got to have some money. The committee could not put that kind of money out without having a positive answer from people as to what they were going to do. Now, one of the things we had talked about with the group was having like a big dinner event on maybe a Saturday during the afternoon, maybe 6 o'clock, 6 to 10 or something like that. So we saw that, and I got Gwen, she's checking also. We're trying to check, and first of all, in checking, we need to try have an idea if this is something you all want us to look into. What we're trying to find is a venue. Of course, we would have to have our food, or we'll caterer, or possibly if the venue has the catering service, we would have to have a DJ and our decorations and all this type of thing. Now, I did talk to Richard Lambert, Dolores' husband, about 5:33, so we can start getting a general idea of what it would cost. Now, Richard has told me that he thinks that just a sort of thinking in a ballpark figure for the venue itself, which would include security and it would include like the tablecloths and things like that, would maybe run around $1,200. Then we have about the caterer and decorations and that type of thing. Then we started looking into some other venues, which would include some of the buildings, Department of Recreation and Parks have some nice facilities that you can use. And of course, it still would mean getting caterers and the DJ and whatever else we would need. The whole idea is if you all are interested in this type of thing, for us to pursue it and get whatever the best price and whatever we can. We're thinking maybe it might cost each person just for that particular 4-hour time with everything included, about $50 to $60 per person. We are trying to look into getting a facility that will house at least 100 people. We don't know. When we had that dinner before, we had 65 people at one of those dinners. And then when we have had two. So we're just sort of playing with the figures of 75 to 100 people. If we can find, a facility we want, and if you all are interested in it. I know it's going to be hard for anybody who's talking about coming from out of town, coming here to for those for a Saturday for a reunion dinner. But in order for us we got to have big money in order to have a full weekend like we've had before. So we sort of need to get some ideas because, like I said, Gwen is working on it, trying to get things. I've gotten some caterers I've contacted, and but we're still a long ways off. This is just March. So the thing is, if we decide to do this, we wanted to try to have all the monies in before the end of the year for us to move on and know as a fact that we have the money that we need to put on this, to have the reunion. So what are your thoughts?
Dorothy, this is Bill Ross. You can
Yes.
put us down for 50 to 100 a head.
Me too.
Okay. Who is that? Who is me
Brian-
too?
Brian,
Jonas.
200.
May I ask, when you get your numbers, are you talking about classmates only? Not
Well-
their husbands or wives or, and go ahead.
Whatever you all want to, but if we're talking about the husbands, because we would have to get a larger venue. You know, if
Yeah.
I'm looking at a venue for, say, that would house 75, I might need to get one that has 100 to 150 people.
And that's why I was asking. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter to me, but I was wondering where you were drawing your numbers from.
Yeah, I was just drawing, basically I was drawing it from the previous dinner that we had, you know, like the one that we had one that had 90 some people. We had one, and that was some guests who had come in.
Okay.
And then we had the one that we had the restaurant out there by Azalea Mall. And that only held 65 people.
Let's look at just not just us. Let's look at a wide range of people that may want to bring guests. We need to look at an overall thing with this now. Let's don't be stingy. I know tough times for some people and good times for others. But let's look out at having guests. You know, not just us. Okay.
I agree.
Well, you know,
we also
I
should
agree
book
too.
Taylor Swift.
Well,
Hey,
know,
wow,
you
okay.
know, we tried this, like Dorothy said, we tried this and we couldn't get enough people to do anything.
Right.
So you have to consider that those of us here tonight are talking now, we might be the ones that decide that we want to do that. But even with this group, with the cost of everything nowadays, you know, I don't think this group, just us, I don't think we could pull it off, even with guests.
I'm thinking about the class of 65 and other classes.
Positive. You know, I think we could do it. We did it in the past, and we can do it now.
But we had more participation in the past.
Yeah, well,
we had less age in the class, so you have to remember people are aging, and by next year we all know what our ages will be, and you know,
we
it
hope
slows things down.
I think as long as the evening doesn't cost more than a camel ride in Egypt, I'm okay.
I assure you that the camel ride was a bargain.
I don't know.
But you know, if we can get a consensus of how many people are interested, I mean, we don't have to have 100 or whatever. Whatever people are interested, we can go with a venue and everything to accommodate those people.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just the people that's tuning into the video here, I mean, we can get together for a night and have dinner and have a nice time. And I mean, if we're the ones that are interested in doing it and other people are not interested, then hey. Well, why should we not do it because they don't want to do it, you know?
We'll go on with what we got. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they want in, they want in. If they want out, they want out.
Yeah, but being interested.
How many people does 533 hold? How many people? Do you know, D? How many?
It's more than 100. It's more than
100.
Got more than 100.
Okay.
I think that sometimes we have to realize too, because of our age, there are several of us who don't want to do Zoom. I have a lot of friends my age, and they just don't want to. When you say
They
Zoom,
don't want to.
they might come to a dinner, but they're not going to try your Zoom.
In fact, I asked one of our class members, and she told me she didn't know how to get on Zoom. So who would have been on, but doesn't know how to do it. So,
So what I think, Dorothy,
Well,
needs-
notify the general public. How could we put it
I
out?
had to do that.
A newspaper ad or radio ad, or how could we
Don't you
notify?
have most people's addresses?
emails and address.
Yeah. So what I think Dorothy needs is A, do you want to come? B, can you send the money ahead of time?
Exactly,
So they can make a
yeah.
commitment. They really need the money in addition
You
to
need
your
a date.
verbal.
You need a date,
Yeah.
and you say a date that's agreeable with everyone.
Yeah.
That's where you start, I think.
And I hear everybody saying, always we've had has we and that time basically, we've always had unions.
Dorothy, you're breaking
data
up.
we have.
Yeah.
Dorothy, you were
It's
going
not-
good earlier. What did
You're breaking up there,
something,
speaker.
Dorothy?
It happened last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've been good so far this time. So did you do something in the last 30 seconds?
Just push the button.
Change something? Been good. You've been good up to this point.
Yeah,
Fire.
I think we did this before. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Not good.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up and freezing.
Get you a glass
Dorothy,
of
do you
lemon
know
water.
sign
again.
language?
Try it again.
Do you have a backup
this?
device? Do you have another device you can use? Another phone, computer?
Dorothy?
Dorothy.
I'm here.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what's going on.
Can I just say something? We have an email list right now. Why don't we go from the email list we have now and also get, anybody those people and see how many people are interested?
Yeah.
Because you said maybe collecting the money by the end of the year. And we have till the end of the year, and people that are interested will go with who are interested. If people aren't interested, what can we do? I mean, but it'd be nice to get out and have a night out with everybody and whatever. But sometimes everybody's not interested. And like you said, some people that maybe won't do the Zoom or anything like this. Maybe they will. Maybe if you send out an email, maybe they will come into it then.
That's true.
Okay, you forgot one thing. You Daphne was concerned about a date, which we do.
Right.
You got to have a date up front.
Yeah.
I guess we're
We
assuming
need
it
a
will be
target date.
during the summer? Are we
A
talking
target
during
date.
I'm on a Zoom meeting.
We're gonna need to go with a target date.
Well, I think you just email, you can use, however it goes in terms of email, snail mail, whatever. Which you
Snail
say.
mail? What's that?
This is
US Post Office.
cost less to do email. But I was taking into consideration Carolyn's, thing like with people who don't Zoom, that kind of thing. But I would just send out a letter and say, some of us have been thinking about a 60th mini reunion that just considers, a get together on a Saturday evening with dinner. There may be room for guests, but you need to get anybody that whatever we do will depend on how many people have paid by the end of this year. Period. And then, and just do that. If it's 25, it's 25. And close it at that.
Yeah.
Well said.
There you go. That's
Well
simple as
said.
that.
Well, to the people that don't do computers and emails, I think you still probably need to do a copy of a letter with RSVP date on it. And the target date should be, we have the money in by the 31st of October. That would
Okay.
give us time to close out anything we need by the 15th of January, and we'll be up and running. But what I see is a dinner maybe on Saturday, like you say, and then church service on Sunday, and that that'll be fine.
Now, you know I go to
Okay,
bed at
great.
9 o'clock, okay?
Me
Well, you
too,
have
me
to go
too.
to bed
I'm a
at
little
9
even
o'clock
earlier than that, Rachel.
because you're hanging out with your classmates.
Okay, okay.
Well, you can also put in the email that all responses to the information should go to, well, we can say Dorothy. Will, if she's willing to accept the feedback, and then she can keep a account of how many responses she gets based on what plans we decide on for those people that don't use Zoom.
All
And who's
right,
gonna pay for the mail?
well, are we going with option 1 and option 2? That's what you sound like. That's where you're going with it.
We are just trying to get a thinking right now because we want to check into this and see what it's going to cost. Even if we wait.
I think everybody uses a computer. I know everybody doesn't do Zoom, but you think everybody would use a computer? Because you could do like a Survey Monkey or something and just send out something and saying, who's interested? Would you bring a guest? How much are you willing to pay? You know.
Yeah.
And it automatically would tally it for you.
Yeah. But we would just
we can't hear you.
Like for some people and 20 that we have
the more people
by you.
The more people you have, the less it's going to cost.
We know that.
I mean, because there's some things like the decorations. If you have 50 people or 75 people, you are likely to have the same decorate, pay the same amount for decoration. And a lot of things like that. So the more people you have.
We've always taken everybody has been included in the total amount. But the thing is, we can't send them, it's going to cost $2 when we don't know yet what it costs. It was a process. These are the things that we have to check into. So before we can send anybody an amount of what they would be paying for, my thing, if you are interested in us, because we can go out and scout and get all the information that we need, and then the committee can decide, okay, we want to go with this. So we'll set us out telling everybody how much they would have to pay, and it would be due at the end of the year. So, at this point, we can't do anything until we get some figures. So we got to do that.
I have a disappointment in my friends not even answering emails. And I remember that you were talking about how expensive it was if we tried to use mail. And so at a certain point, when you have all the numbers, I think all of us would be willing to maybe divide them up. Maybe you give me 10 and I'll mail letters to 10 people or something, so that it wouldn't be an expense out of anybody's pocket. And some of us know people that we can directly contact, and maybe we should help there, because the email and the, what are we doing, Zoom? I can't believe, I don't know. He hit 70 and I think he quit.
You can break the list. You can break the list down of the addresses we have on Zoom now. Like you said, break it down to 10 or whatever, and divide it between whoever wants to do this.
I'd be glad to help.
Would be the best way, I think, to do it. And then you could respond back to, say, Dorothy, as to what kind of feedback you got from the people that you contacted.
Right.
I'm going to participate in the reunion, and I will take 10 off the list, at least, depends how many. I don't mind doing that. Okay, you email it to me and I can print it out.
But now you still got to get the outgoing information as to what you're asking people to respond to.
Right.
Yes, I understand that. But she asked for, was anybody willing to help in that? And I'm just saying yes.
Yeah.
Would anyone be interested
and doing meeting, say, like in Washington, and doing a dinner cruise on the Spirit, that is $83 per person. That's the Spirit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
And
know.
it's only a 2 to 3 hour cruise.
That
And if you
sounds
want,
good.
if you want, you know, strong drinks, you'd have to purchase them yourself, but they supply the dinner and the iced tea, coffee, or that's the Spirit. I happened just to look these up today because I knew we were going to talk about possibilities. Now, this is the Odyssey right out of Washington Harbor. Can you see it?
Yep. That's it.
And that's $100, $99 per person. That's just another alternative. Whatever you decide, I will be there. Richmond, Washington, Egypt. I've been there.
Amen. I love it. Does Richmond have anything similar to that kind of cruise? Does Richmond have it? Have anything similar?
No.
At one point, Richmond did. We just don't know currently.
Right.
Oh,
The Annabelle Lee.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go to Baltimore.
The closest thing to Richmond would probably be Norfolk. Norfolk has a, you know, that would be the closest thing to Richmond probably.
Spirit of Norfolk.
Which is not much different than going to Washington.
Yeah. Norfolk is outside my driving distance.
All right.
What
Call
about
you a
Washington?
Uber.
That's no different.
Right.
Last time
Yeah, get your
we checked into
Probably better if we stay in Richmond and then we see Maggie Walker.
All the information to go.
Good stuff.
You got all that. Wait a minute.
the last time we tried to get some information about getting on a boat, Annabelle was that was great. The only thing I found was you got on those boats, you were not on a level by yourself.
Yeah.
That would mix in with other people, so it wasn't like your reunion on. Even if we didn't have a DJ or anything, we didn't have couldn't have just us.
I see. Yeah.
Dorothy, I have a suggestion. If you would pause after every second word, we might be able to get more of what you're saying.
What, you know what? I'm gonna log off and log back.
Yeah, try that.
Okay.
You think it'll work?
Yes, try.
Try this and see what I can get.
Well, class of 64, you guys haven't lost your sense of humor.
Oh, no.
In fact, it's gotten pretty
We
right.
can't. You can't afford to.
No, you can't.
No.
You should see us Romeos every
Oh,
other.
I have in Shoney's. I have.
You're dating yourself when you say Shoney's.
Well, the last Brook Road closed 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's the last. There's one left in Tappahannock. That's the last one.
And one in Oxbridge.
There's one on Hall Street too.
Yeah, Oxbridge.
Closed.
Hall Street, Courthouse Road.
Closed. There's only one in Virginia, and that's Tappahannock. That's what the manager at the Shoney's. I happen to have eaten that one of the last days, the last senior, that Tuesday. And I came back that Monday with a friend of mine, and they were absolutely closed. And he said the only Shoney's left is Tappahannock.
Wow.
Sad. Times
We
they are
now
changing.
gather at Kickback Jack on West Broad Street.
Okay.
And we will be there on Tuesday of this week at noon.
And we like it better than Shoney's because everybody's not dipping their fingers in the serving cart.
It starts it back on because I have a question I want to ask the group when we finish the official meeting. I need your help about something.
And getting back
Okay.
to the Romeos, we do a hybrid in which guys at the park or in the restaurant, we join them by way of Zoom from across the country.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
All right.
And
we
have
get Wilbur Jackson all the way in California on there.
Exactly.
And Herman, even though he's just up in Maryland, which is quite the long way from Richmond. But
and we have a
He's
private
getting ready to
room.
get a new FBI headquarters.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
about that?
But Herman comes to Richmond too a lot.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I go to 7 Maryland a lot where my daughter and my grandbabies live. So
yeah.
Most of
we
the time,
go
I don't know
there.
where I am. Most of the time, I don't know what state I'm in. Tell you
It's
the
all
truth.
right.
So if anybody
All
really,
good.
if anybody's interested in the cruise that
Whatever state they're in, be content.
Okay, so where we going with, where we going? What we doing? Option one
he's
and
not
option
back yet.
two? Well, what's our
Dorothy is
target
back, but she's muted.
so if anybody's interested in the
Okay,
cruise
Dorothy.
that Gail was talking about, I
Is
can do
that,
some
is
research
that
on it.
better?
Okay.
At the
Is that
moment,
better?
yes.
better. That's better.
Yes, starting off
Where-
better.
Okay, where we are at this point is we just wanted to try to get a feel for how everybody was thinking. The committee will meet and we will try to come up with some type of plans. We will split up the checking into different venues. We will draft a letter that we will have sent to those who have email and then US mail. We will split it up, send a list out to people who want to send at least 10 letters who will agree to do that. And because right now, until we can get some list of venues and get some figures and something we need to sort of work on, we got to have a meeting. The committee will meet and we will try to thrash this out. And I know at some point we probably will need to have another a group meeting, but let the committee try to get together and sort this out. Like I said, Gwen is working on checking on venues. I got people checking on venues, we got to check on DJs, we got to check on caterers, that type of thing. I know a couple of caterers. I know a person who will do everything, the whole 9 yards, decorations, catering, and everything else. I've already talked to Richard. He's getting some figures for me for 533. So once we get we're way ahead of ourselves because this is just March. So
The time goes by fast.
yes, it does. But if we can get this within the next couple of months, get everything together to send out to everybody and let them know what's the possible for our reunion for next year. Just give us time to get that together, and then we can have another meeting and let you all know, excuse me, where we are before we actually pin down something. Because I still say we got to know before we even check into venue, how many people are we talking about? If you all want to bring guests, if you're gonna bring guests, then we're gonna have to double what we think we would be having. We got to make sure that the venue is large enough. If we go and get a venue that's for 100 people and we get 100 classmates to participate with 100 guests, that's 200 people. So we have to consider all of that and get a feel for what people are thinking if they're planning to participate before we count.
Dorothy, I am impressed by your optimism.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, Bill.
How many
You're right,
classmates
Bill.
do we have?
Bill, let's be optimistic.
How many classmates do we have?
How many living classmates we got
How many
left?
left you mean?
How many living ones you got left?
I don't want to say do we have left, but how many do we have?
That are
at least
on your
250.
list that you know of.
Yeah, because we've lost a lot of
class of
classmates. So,
447. That's how many
We
we have.
have,
like I
and
said,
we're older and they got somebody that they have to take care. How many people are on this, in this meeting?
20.
there are only 20 of us in this meeting.
Right.
22 people.
I'm going to say I would start low, like 50 to 75.
No, 100. 100.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, well, let's stick with 100. You're dropping your guard when you say you're going down to 75. Let's stick with 100.
Well, after we put the letters out, you have an
Dorothy
idea.
The goal
Dorothy
should
has
be
been doing this
100.
a long time now. I mean, you got, I'm not gonna pat her on the back too much, but she has been doing this planning for a long time, and she's been pretty good at it. And she usually covers all the bases. And what she's saying now is, I think it is a good start. And like you said, we got plenty of time if we get started now. And it's always easy to change something now rather than try to rush it through and something doesn't go right. So Dorothy and Gwen Lockwood usually put their heads together, and I got to give them credit. They have done a good job in the past of trying to organize stuff.
Well, I think also, I think one thing we can sort of maybe agree on to this afternoon, this evening rather, is, and I'll give my opinion on it. We need to have a consensus of whether we're going to make this just for classmates or we're going to make it for classmates and their guests. I preferably would rather have it for classmates and your guests, for something like that. I think it would be nicer,
Well, maybe she can get an estimate of having it both ways. Maybe she can get an estimate that might be just for classmates and one that might be good for spouses or whatever.
Why don't we get a consensus right now how we want it? Because we can decide how we want it, and then we go forward that way.
Classmates and guests.
I think it should be classmates and a guest. Most of us need walking partners. Because I know
Speak for yourself.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem to say a classmate and a guest, because even
you like to, you need to
and that way we can get a better picture of how many people we are talking about. We just double what we think we might. Whatever people say, yes, I plan to attend. Hopefully they will put on there, and I will bring a guest. So we have an idea.
Yeah.
So we just up there as classmates and one guest.
Just don't let your guests know that the only reason you're bringing them so they can help you walk.
I'll push the wheel, Cap.
So are we in agreement with that we would have it so that it will be for classmates and a guest?
Yes,
I agree with that.
Correct.
I agree.
I go that way.
I agree.
Okay.
Dorothy, do you have a Zelle account?
No, sir. I don't know nothing about Zelle. Don't try to tell me about no Zelle. I'm not in that world.
How about PayPal?
No, sir.
Old school. Old
How
school.
do you live? If I can't write a check, then I don't
school.
Yeah.
Anybody got Cash App?
I don't. What kind of? What is
Cash App?
Cash App? No.
Well, someone can handle the finance.
What's wrong with plain old cash? What happened to plain old cash?
Nothing at all.
We can be like Smith. We can be like Smith Barney. We earn it.
I don't have any of that. William, what were you thinking? What were you saying? Oh, that people could pay that way?
Yes.
No, I don't have it. Maybe somebody on the committee has. I'll check and see, but I don't have that.
Okay.
I don't use any of that.
It would be a good idea because you'll have the money within 24 hours.
Okay.
10 minutes.
And you may be able to twist Pete Garland's arm.
It's hard to do. I'm not in this conversation about what you guys are talking about. I'm just listening.
We could always send it to Olivia, his wife.
No. He's out of it.
Oops. But if you use checks,
don't try to get me
it'll
hung
be
up with,
easier to get the
with
money back to
something.
people versus Zelle. If
Well,
you
see,
spend
that's what
all
happened
this money
before.
at Zelle and then it cancels out, then
Yeah.
somebody's got to be responsible for getting the money back. So maybe it might
Yeah.
be best to have everything in paper. So, you know,
Yeah.
it falls through like it did before.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
point.
that's what we did before. People
Yeah.
sent their money.
Yeah.
When they didn't get enough by the time, I was able to automatically return people's checks to them, and that was it. Not,
So I
not
like
a
my
problem.
paper green.
If you
Money
go back
orders
to how
work.
many people in the class, how many do we have left in the class?
It's about I guess about 250, because we have 120, like 120 some on email. We have their email addresses.
Okay, because I was thinking if you start from the assumption that at most you're going to get 50% class participation.
No. Mm-mm.
At most.
At most.
I don't think you'll have that many. So, okay, so if you're looking at 200 people, half of that is 100. And then if they each bring a guest, you're looking at 200. And that's a real optimistic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally optimistic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
So
don't think you
is.
get much more than 100. 100 and 125 at the most.
Yeah.
So I'm still thinking back on 533, whether that would be enough and whether you would say you'll have to cut it off at some point, which would encourage people to send in their checks early. And
Diane, you were
there's
breaking up.
limited
Everybody's freezing. Yeah.
accommodations for people. It's gonna be once we reach number 12.
Somebody got a banjo they're
Yes.
talking to.
Huh?
Well, we'll start on it and see what we can get done. Get those letters and things out and see how people respond. We have to take into account too that it's not a whole weekend where people would be flying in, bringing their whole families like they did before. We got to take into consideration that some people are not going to want to fly that
Right.
distance for 4 or 5 hours.
But that's
So-
going to eliminate them. That's going to eliminate some of the
Some
support.
people, yes, yeah.
Right.
We
And
normally
some
would-
people are not mobile. Some people won't be able to come. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So we'll see. Once we get the letters out and see how people respond, that's the only way we can get a feel for how many might attend.
Right. You know, it's nice to be
health-wise-
optimistic, but I think we have to be realistic too. So.
Well, yeah. And I think being optimistic for 100 to participate is a little stretch. I don't know if we're gonna get quite 100.
Right.
I don't think so. I think we ought to go for 100.
No, we have to do more, more than 100. But Brian, we had more than 100 when we went. I mean, not more than 100, but when we had the other dinner, there was 65 people, and then you had a couple of classmates who came to the door who had not paid. You know, and we
You gonna always have that. We had that back in 1974, 10
It's the
years.
same-
Yeah,
it's the same ones every time.
You're gonna always
The
have
same ones
freeloaders.
every time.
Every time you're gonna have a freeloader.
I say we
And the
need a
people that you
security
think that's gonna
officer
pay
there.
gonna be your freeloaders.
We now know how to recognize them. They have those plastic badges with no card in it.
Copy that.
Right. Right. Well, what we'll do is sort of list the things that we will be covering excuse me, in the course.
Yes.
We're still thinking that maybe you are still in agreement with July of 2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Still
trying to
on.
come up. We need a date to give people, you know, so they
Target
can.
date.
Huh?
Target date.
Yeah, July. And it depends too on the venue. If we select a venue, whether it's available, then we can slide it a little bit back and forth. But between the last part of June and maybe the second week in July is what we might be looking into. Is that you think that would be reasonable?
In June.
Yes.
So we got a target date and at the venue and all this type of thing and see how many people actually want to participate. Then we can send them how much it would cost. Give them a roundabout figure of what it might cost. It might be even less than what we say, but we have to go with some type of figure.
Ballpark, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dorothy, what's that target date again?
Our reunion has always been the second week in July.
That's July 13th. That would be July 13th of 2020.
Yeah, we've had it the weekend of July 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's usually around the time that we normally have our reunions. But we are more than willing to make adjustments and changes if we need to. Is that a good target date, or should we?
Yes.
Okay.
I would think so.
May I ask what date I went away for a few minutes. Can I ask what date you said?
I was just thinking about like that second week in July. You know, we've always had a reunion the 11th, 12th, and 13th in that area.
Okay.
Whatever that
July
weekend.
13th. July 13th.
July 13th.
Oh, okay. Well, we can look at that and see what's available. You know, the venue we select is available. But like I said, we can always change it. Because like I was when I was talking to Richard, I told him, you know, if we selected 533 and July 13th wasn't available, we can go back a week or up a week, you know.
That's true.
Work around what's available and what we want to do. So, and like Willa had said before, we got to consider parking. We got to consider how far people are talking. You're talking about people being mobile, not mobile, moving, walking back and, you know, walking to the distance of where they need to go. Handicap, all these type of things. So
I have to call my boss and see if I can get that evening off.
Yeah.
Please do.
She's already there.
She's right there.
Right there.
She's sitting right behind you.
William, you need a note to take home.
I'll write the note.
Thanks, Doris.
How many people are coming?
Yeah. So we're
true.
gonna work on that and we'll get back with everybody because I got the names of everybody who's on this Zoom, so we can give you an update on what's going on. So let's see what else is going on with everybody else. Is there anything else you all want to suggest or add to this list so we can consider for a reunion?
I'll reach out to Taylor Swift.
Okay, see if you can get her for free.
Right.
Bruno Mars. I'd rather have Bruno.
Well,
Okay.
She wants Usher.
I'm gonna reach out for Anita Baker.
Usher's good too. Usher's good.
You know.
Yeah. All right, don't y'all be surprised now.
You will be surprised.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep mine to myself. I'm not telling.
Got that right.
Okay. So we want to go down the line. Anybody has anything they want to talk about or say?
No, I just want to ask one more question. We're not talking about picnic style, are we? That because I'm not mobile.
Oh no, ma'am. We don't got past that. We passed picnic.
All right.
Thank you.
We're not gonna
That's
do
all
no
I want to hear.
picnic. No picnic.
Bugs
We're
out. I
also
don't like to
talking
be
about
outside.
sit down, eat,
No, I don't want to
as
be
opposed to standing in line at the buffet.
I'm with you, Bill.
So is anybody interested
Carol,
in the
been there,
suggestion?
done that.
Is anybody interested in the suggestion that Gail made about a cruise, Spirit of Washington? 'Cause I can do the research on that.
Yeah.
That sounds
Have special rates or whatever.
I
have
like
to do
that.
You know what I was thinking too, if we can get everybody together on that one trip and have all that information, maybe we can have people sign up while we're there at the Richmond thing, you know, and continue to do things is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So we said, why you know, it might not be but 20 of us and say, next month, let's get on that cruise.
Yes.
If Gail could bring that to pass around, maybe we could sign up for the next thing or something.
Anyway, I'll do the research on that for you since I'm local here.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's
that's a good idea, and keeping that in mind, if people don't want to drive to Washington, so we can maybe make arrangements for a coach to take us to Washington.
That's
You know,
true. That's good. I like
Harrison
that.
does some of that.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you know Grace
The
Harrison
train gives you a
does some
senior
of that?
discount. Amtrak gives you a senior discount. I go all the time.
All right. Hey.
$40 round trip.
Some of us don't
Get a
qualify.
whole Amtrak car. Yeah.
Is Grace
You can
Lee
lie
on
about
the
your
list?
age.
We're
Who
also
is it that
looking
didn't
into
qualify?
a bus or coach for the museum in DC. So that's a good suggestion.
So the Spirit of Washington has a lunch cruise and they have a dinner cruise. So the lunch is a little bit cheaper because I used to take my whole office on the Spirit of Washington for lunch sometimes. So they love me for that. But anyway,
Yes.
You
I
can
can
take
check
us.
on, I can really check on the options, but if you think we can do dinner, a lunch, you know, which, you know, all I need is the difference. And I can give you, well, I'll do both. I'll check both.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
All right, check both.
And they do, if you have a big group, they will set off a special thing just for your group. If you have enough people.
All right.
And I know somebody was
Well, if I
saying you
had
don't
100
get the
people.
whole boat, and you don't get the whole boat, but they do, like you
Well-
said, Herman, they'll put you in a separate section, like one
Or
that one
deck,
end
right.
of the boat or
Well,
something would be
No, when
just
I
your
went, I had
group.
100 people, so we had the whole boat.
Okay, okay.
Oh, so this is
All
for
right.
the reunion you saying during the cruise? Am I understanding?
Yeah,
You
I'm
just said,
talking
yeah,
July,
I'll
same
go
time
along with
frame,
that.
whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
Herman, will you also include Richmond?
Richmond?
Whether
Well,
there's any cruise dinners available here.
I can check, yeah. I know Alexandria, Virginia, you
Yeah.
know, that's right, that's the Spirit of Washington, same, all of
Right.
them in the same area, but I'll check Richmond. I can check it
Thank
out.
you.
I'll check. I just know the Spirit of Washington because I've used it a lot.
Yeah, I've been on the Spirit of Washington. I sung on the Spirit of Washington.
I got drunk on it once.
No, I couldn't get drunk.
Moving right along.
No, I want to hear this.
Who is that?
That's Brian.
Well, thank you, Herman, for checking on that. Anybody else has anything they want to add before we get off?
I don't know. You know, Grace Harrison does a lot of trips, like from Richmond. When you started saying, you know, to the National Museum and to National Harbor and some of those things. And I am going to imagine that most of the people, no matter where we go, will be Richmonders. And you know, if she already does that transportation stuff, if you called her, maybe you would be able to cut down some of your research. Because Carolyn, remember that time we went out to dinner after something?
I do remember that.
And she put it all together in about 15 minutes. And there were a lot of us on a Saturday night for dinner when we all sat together.
Nanette, that's a good idea. She is currently putting together a trip to Egypt and Turkey. I was wondering about the Turkey part, but that is her next big project.
Wow.
Africa next year.
That's a good place. That's a good place to go. I've been there too. Turkey was very nice, and when we went, you could walk around the streets and nobody would bother you or anything. I don't know what it's like now since they had an earthquake there, but it's a nice place to visit.
Right, Istanbul.
In fact, I'd go back.
For the camel ride.
No camel ride.
Nah, I'd rather go to Venice and ride on the motorboat.
We didn't
Well,
get that. Really.
look, we've gone from one end of the world to the other. So y'all got a lot to chew on, but if you let us try to get some information on just a simple dinner, we'll be okay.
Now we're just trying to get to Norfolk, man. Just trying to get to Norfolk for an evening.
Yeah.
I ain't far. You can walk down there. Start early in the morning.
Well, I can say that I don't. Anybody who has any ideas about anything, just send it to us. Let us look at it and we can work on it. We've always, whenever we've done reunions in the past, we've always asked if people had any ideas and whatever. If we could find it to be feasible, we would look into it and we would get back with you as to how much it would cost us and that type of thing. And I know some of you know that over the years, we've had people everybody knows everything has gone up a lot over the years, but it seems like we lose more and more people because they are saying that it's too high, that's too expensive or whatever. But at this point, it's not a whole lot we can do, about the change in prices and that type of thing if they want to participate. But we'll do the best we can. That's all I can say. We do the best we can.
And they have enough time that they can plan. I mean, that's a year away. So more than a year. They have plenty of time to put some pennies together.
Well, they do, but
yes, they can.
They had a year, more than a year when we
Before, I know.
the last reunion, and the 25 people send that money. So, we do what we can. So that's the best. But we'll work on it.
I'm buying a lottery ticket.
All right.
I hope you win enough to take all of us where we want to
Got
Pay
it.
for the whole thing.
It's over 100 million.
You go get a ticket, and you go take everyone. You go take all of us, right?
Yep.
Let's get it in writing.
We already got a recording.
Yeah.
May I ask a question at the end of the meeting? I know you're recording the meeting. It's not related to the meeting.
Oh, you don't want it to record it?
I don't care. No, I don't care. I'll just for record. But I'm having guests coming from Atlanta this coming weekend. And I thought about a tour of Richmond. She's never been. And I looked at the tours, first of all, they're expensive. Then they're mostly for the historical, and I put it in parentheses, historical sites in Richmond. And then I thought about, thank God, Jackson Ward. I'd like to give her a tour of Jackson Ward. I live outside. In fact, I live 4 blocks from Maggie Walker now. And so that we could get around even on the city bus. But what's left, I know, I wanted a restaurant. Is there a restaurant in Jackson Ward or nearby downtown that you could recommend? I had in mind a walking tour, maybe starting with Bojangles. I started with Maggie Walker School, and then we could go to Bojangles statue, and then to Maggie Walker's home, and then a statue on Broad Street, and maybe a couple of other sites, and then a good place to eat dinner. That would be for
how many people are you talking about?
3 altogether.
Oh, 3.
Southern Kitchen.
Southern Kitchen.
Oh, they're open? Okay.
Yeah, Southern Kitchen.
A bunch of places there.
And it's right by Maggie Walker house. It's
right on Lee
Oh, yeah, I know where all that is. I see them on the bus. That's why I had the idea, because the bus takes me through Jackson Ward. And I said, well, she would be interested in the our culture, as I say, if she's going to come all the way from Atlanta. But she wants to see what's Richmond famous for. And so since you guys have been here, and I was gone so long.
I would make a reservation. I would make reservations if you're going on a weekend.
At Southern Kitchen. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is Maggie Walker's home open for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Is the
and go to the Black History Museum, which is also on Lee Street. That's a good place to go.
Okay. Oh, great, guys. That's right. Oh, that's just perfect time, and thank you so much. Is the Jackson Ward Historical Society still in
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Jackson
got.
Ward Historical Society. I
And
saw
how-
it about it's a
Second one,
like on a
please.
website. Is that still active or?
As far as we know, everything,
Okay.
yeah, because
All
they
you
still
gotta do
do,
is call all the places.
yeah, they doing all
Okay.
kinds of things, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, that because it was the website was dated like 2013 or something like that. So I don't know.
Oh, no,
Okay, but guys, thank you. That's been a great help. I
If you,
appreciate it so much.
if
Thank
if
you.
you're considering Southern Kitchen, though, you need to make a reservation ahead of time. But
I
if you have some problems there, Mike can help you because that's my cousin's restaurant. So
Oh my goodness.
just in case.
All right, cousin. Okay.
She's excellent. I saw her piece on television a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
In this book, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go online, Southern Kitchen, and make reservations over.
Yeah.
Okay, do that.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And it all sounds affordable.
Before we sign off, may I share with the classmates that tomorrow is Bill and my 55th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
My husband and I used to call it holy deadlock, but y'all don't have to call it that.
Oh my goodness.
One of you guys is a saint.
That's a
I don't know
long
which
time.
one of you guys is a saint.
Doris, you have my sympathy.
I get this every day.
Hey,
Let's see,
Doris,
Orlando,
I
you
said
want to
one-
say anything? You got anything to talk about? You want to talk about? Orlando?
No, I'm good. I'm interested to see how the survey is gonna come out. Because I think that's very important. We need to get a kind of solid number on the people that want to attend.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna do that.
And we're
Okay.
right behind you guys. We have 54 years coming up in April 5th.
Oh,
Wow.
great, wonderful, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right.
If are we about ready to close out?
Yes, we are. We're about ready to close out.
I'm going to step forward and say that if we could just say a prayer for one another, that the Lord might keep and bless us. I think
Amen.
we should
Yes.
start every meeting praising the Lord and give him his due. I'll
Yes.
be happy to pray.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to lead prayer if we can do that now or when
Yes,
we
indeed. Go
leave.
right ahead.
We can do it.
now.
Always works.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Heavenly Father, we thank you that we, who are remaining members of the 1964 Maggie L. Walker graduation class, we're still here, Lord. We're still trying to do your will. We've been blessed, Lord, and we're so grateful for everything you've done.
Yes.
For me to be able to see some faces that I haven't seen in 30 or 40 years, Lord, it's a blessing to me. I ask that you please bless one another, Lord. Please guide one another. Please keep us safe. Please keep our families safe. And always remember to love and support one another. In Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
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 All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
Amen.
Amen.
You're welcome.
Yeah, open, close, and somewhere in the middle when the Romeo started. Praying for you guys.
All right. Thank
Love
you all so
Yes.
much. It was good to see all of you, and we'll get on the job real fast. We'll get back
Do
with
we
you.
need another date? Do we need another date or you'll get back with us, Dorothy?
What, for Zoom, we'll
follow
get
up.
back with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it should be within the next couple of weeks. I mean, next couple of months. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good night.
We want to be able to have enough information, with different venues and things like that, so we can give you a pretty good picture. And what we'll do is try to send, when we send the next message out about a Zoom meeting, we will send some type of information with some figures, so you'll have it to look at while we're talking, get some idea of what we're talking about. Is that okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry, what's the name of that? Is it the Washington cruise you were talking about?
Spirit
Gail?
of Washington.
The
Spirit of
Heritage
Washington.
Spirit.
Spirit of
Washington.
Washington.
Thank you.
Spirit of Washington
Thank you, dear.
at the Odyssey.
And the Odyssey, right? They have two.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Thank you.
All right, well, if you all are okay with everything, we are going to sign off.
Nice seeing
I
everyone.
wish all of you a good week. Take care.
Nice seeing everyone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hey,
I'm
Herman.
waving my hand. Goodbye.
Herman, before you go
All
on,
right.
Hey,
Yeah, we
I was gonna
going
tell
on.
you, we got
She knocked us off.
we got the
All right.
Apollo exhibition at the museum in Richmond right now.
oh, it's
The
going on
moon-
today.
moon- yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll see you guys sooner or later.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see you Tuesday on
Take
Zoom.
care.
Take care.
Later.
Bye.
Hey,
All
Romeo,
right, take care.
I'm in
Talk to you
Richmond,
next time.
so I hope to see y'all Tuesday, but I got a big project
Thank
going
you.
on. But if
I'll
I
see
don't
you.
see you in person, I'll see you on Zoom.
I'll see you on
Okay.
Zoom.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
there you go.